You might have wondered what is the difference between lash extensions, lash lift, and cluster lashes. Which one is for you? Which one you should pick? Do they damage your natural lashes? So today I'm going to answer all of those questions, and I'll give pros and cons for each one of these. And if you don't know me, I'm Monica. I'm a lash artist. But it's not because I'm a lash artist that I'm gonna say that lash extensions is the best thing ever. I'll actually tell you the bad side of lash extensions and if the other options might be better for you. So we're gonna start with lash clusters. So what is lash clusters? Lash clusters are usually these false lashes that we're gonna glue to our eyes with, sometimes they have like a tweezer, a proper application. They are a little bit different than the falsies. Falsies is the whole strip that we glue on top of our lashes when we're doing our makeups. Clusters, they are usually smaller chunks of lashes and we glue them to the bottom of our lashes. They're very popular right now because they're very affordable and easy way to get your lashes done and get them pretty full. Similar to lash extensions but on a budget. The pro side of lash clusters is that it's cheap, comparably cheap compared to other options. They are easy to change the style. If you can add a more fun set one day and then the next week you can change to something more basic. They last around 7 days. Some people wear it for longer, but I do not recommend doing that. It's actually pretty dangerous if you start wearing them for too long. So right now there is actually a lash extension brand that sells clusters as well. And even for them, they tell their clients to only wear it for 7 days, to not wear it for longer, even if it's lasting on your eyes. Because the problem with clusters is that we're gonna glue big chunks of lashes to our natural lashes. But our natural lashes, they are all in different phases. They're like our hair. So some hair will be like baby hair, like shorter, because they're still growing, and some of our hair will be longer. So our lashes is the same thing. Some of them will be on the baby phase and some of them will be on the more adult phase. And because they're all glued together, there is a risk of older lashes to be growing or falling and pulling baby lashes. They're not ready to fall off. They are still like on the baby phase, so they should be growing. So that is a big danger on lash clusters because they glue a bunch of lashes together. And that is why I'm not a big fan of that, because I feel like a lot of people keep their clusters for much longer than what they should, or they don't know how to remove properly. They pull it too much and then it ends up pulling their natural lashes. Another thing is that it's not that great if you wanna go like for a holiday to if you're going to the beach or the pool. Sometimes they can affect the glue very easily and then you have to reapply or remove and do it again. So for those cases, they're not very good. Another downside is that you have to do it every week or even more often. Like if you're not a pro at that, you can also go to salons. Some salons, they offer the service to apply it for you. The next thing we're going to talk about is lash lift. What is lash lift? Lash lift is basically a perm for your lashes, where we're gonna get your straight lashes or downturned lashes and we're gonna curl them. So we're basically gonna use chemical products to relax the hair, just like we do with our hair with the, I think it's Brazilian blowout we call it, or perm, things like that. We're basically gonna perm our lashes. So we're gonna relax the hair first and then put on a shield. The shield will have to be measured according to your natural lash and to your eye shape. And then we're gonna put another solution to make the hair stay on that position. The good things about lash lift is that it's very low maintenance. You should only be doing every 6 to 8 weeks. I don't recommend doing that before 6 weeks just because it's a chemical product on your hair. And our lashes, like I said before, they are in different phases. So our lashes fall every day and it takes around 6 to 8 weeks for a full cycle of all our lashes fall out and new ones grow. So you don't want to be perming on top of lashes that still have the perm solution on them, because that can damage the hair and can actually cause a problem for lash lift. That can also happen if they leave the product for too long on your lashes. They can overprocess and they can get with a frizzy aspect. I had clients that had problems like that. Not with me, they came from another salon and then I managed to fix it and nothing bad happened. You can also pick for lash lifts. You can go with the new Korean lash lift, which is a more gentle option for lash lift. It's a little bit slower, less damaging for your lashes, like more natural. They also required more steps. We have more steps in between the chemical products just to make sure that your lashes stay healthy during the whole process. Is lash lift for you? It will be for you if you want something very low maintenance, like I said, 6 to 8 weeks only. If you like wearing mascara, or you maybe for your work, maybe you're a makeup artist and you do rely, you have to wear like falsies all the time, so having clusters or lash extensions might not be something for you. If you like the very, very clean girl, minimal aesthetics, you know, like just the washed face with clear mascara, that's a good combo for you. Also, if you have lots of lashes and they are very long and thick, then lash lift will look great on you. The problem is that a lot of people want lash lift, but that's not a good option for them because their lashes are too short or too thin. So when they do the lash lift, it can be a little bit underwhelming and they get a little bit frustrated because there's not a lot of difference. I did have some friends that we could barely see their lashes after I did the lash lift because they're just very short and thin. Another good thing about lash lift, it's that it is quite cheap compared to like how often you have to do it. And after that, you don't really have to do anything at home, right? Nowadays, there's also a new trend of lash lift combined with lash extensions. If your lashes are very downturned or very straight, we can curl them a little bit and just add a few very natural lash extensions just to give an extra drama. But it's not really dramatic, just to give it a little, make it a little bit fuller. And when the lash extensions fall, you're still gonna have your lashes curled underneath it. Also, another thing that a lot of people don't understand is that the lash lift will last as long as your lash cycle lasts. You know what I mean? So your lashes will be curled permanently. That means when you start seeing that your lashes are not lifted anymore, it's because your lashes are shedding and new ones are growing. So that just means most of your lashes are already new lashes, and that's why you think it's not lifted anymore. It's not that the lift is drooping, it's because they're literally shedding and new ones are growing straight or downwards. And now for the last one, the lash extensions. There's a lot of like controversy. A lot of people say really bad things about lash extensions, and I'm gonna tell you what is true and what is a myth. The lash extensions ruin your lashes. They can ruin your lashes if they're not done by a good professional, someone that knows what they're doing and is very careful with their technique. The problem with lash extensions is that a lot of people get one day, even like really bad online workshops and think that they're already a professional, or didn't train enough, didn't get a good course. I see a lot of girls on the internet complaining that they did not learn and had to learn everything by themselves on the practice because they only learned like some theory, read some ebook, and got a certificate. The problem with lash extension is that you have to be very patient and very careful to isolate each one of your lashes before we apply the extension. Also, your lashes have to be long and strong enough to hold the extension. So we cannot be putting too much weight on your natural lash. If you have a thinner, shorter natural lash, I cannot do very long extensions, even if you ask me. Some clients, they have asked me before to go very long, and I told them like I cannot go longer than this. I don't think that would be good for your lashes. And most of the time they will understand and they will agree with me because I tell them, if we damage your lashes, then I have nothing to work on, and I'm sure that's not what you want. So they always try to understand that. Most of my clients are actually very good. They're very into like more natural looking lashes. I don't have a lot of very dramatic ones, but they can be dramatic as long as you take good care, go to a good professional, wash them. You have to keep them clean because makeup, oil, even your natural oil, sweat, and dirt are gonna make your lashes dirty. They will not look full because the fans will be closing and looking more empty and dirty. And it can also cause infection in the long term if you don't wash it and keep it very dirty near your eyelids. If you Google dirty lashes, you're gonna see what I'm talking about. It's not nice. What are the pros for lash extensions? They can be more dramatic, they can give a better falsies effect, but you can also be very natural. I have a lot of clients that they get very natural lashes with classics, wet sets, and even like now we have brown lashes, and it complements your eye. Like you wake up every day ready to go to work. You don't really have to be putting a lot of makeup. Most of my clients, they already feel very put together just with the lashes, that they even stop putting most of their makeup. You can wear makeup, you can have a normal life. Just understand that some things might affect your lash extension. It's not that you cannot do it. You can go to a sauna, you can go to the pool, you can go to the beach, you can wear makeup, but those things might affect the retention and you might have to come back a little bit earlier. But most of my clients don't have problems with that. Some of them, they're more active. They'll come back every 2.5 weeks, but most of them will come back 3 weeks. I have even clients that come back 4 weeks or 5 weeks. Last week I had someone came back with 5-week-old mega volume lashes and it was perfectly fine for a mega volume fill. I have clients that started doing lashes with me 6 years ago and their lashes are still perfectly fine. If lash extensions damaged your lashes, then I'm sure I would have nothing to do on their eyes anymore, because it's been 6 years that I've been doing their lashes. If every time they got lash extensions, it would make their lashes fall, they should be bald by now, right? So that's not the case. One thing you should never do is like be picking on your lashes and pulling them with your fingers. That is the main problem, and the thing that actually damages your lashes. The problem, like the clusters I said on the beginning, is that when you do that, you pull lashes that are not ready to shed, and that can damage the hair follicle. That's why you should never touch your lashes. You can live your life normally, just don't touch them with your fingers, don't be pulling and picking on them. The downside of lash extensions is that, first, like I told you guys, if you pick a bad technician, they can damage your lashes, because if they don't isolate the lashes, they can get glued together to another one, and that will cause pain, can feel like it's pulling, can be itchy, and that can pull the hair that is not ready to shed, and that would damage your lashes. So another bad side of lash extensions is that it is more expensive. It's a luxury service, so it's a very different category of just lash clusters. Lash clusters will be, let's say lash clusters are like a H&M jacket, right? Lash extensions will be considered a way more expensive option, so they cannot be compared to an H&M jacket. They will be like a, I don't know, like a Chanel jacket, right? Just comparing the price. Like the lash cluster will be a fraction of the price of lash extensions, but lash extensions are safe for you to use anywhere, everywhere, every day, from morning till night, without you having to do anything else except coming back for fills every 3 weeks. And honestly, a lot of people complain about having to come back for every 3 weeks, but that's almost a full month without you having to do anything on your eyes. And you come back for basically to take a nap. All my clients take naps, and they are actually so happy when they come. Every time they come, they're like, oh my God, I've been waiting this whole week just to come here. I was so happy this morning when I realized I was gonna be able to take a nap in the afternoon and get my lashes done. So they're actually very happy. As long as you make the experience a good experience for your client, they'll be so happy to come. And they will feel so much better with themselves, because every time they look in the mirror, they will feel much more put together. So let me know, do you get your lashes done somewhere with lash extensions, lash lift, or do you prefer to use lash clusters? There's no problem, you can pick any of them. They're all good options. It only depends on your preference and your priorities. For me, I like spending my money on my lash extensions and my gel nails, but I don't spend so much, for example, doing things on my hair or doing facials or massages. It's something that I don't do very often. It's just a question of priorities. Let me know in the comments which one you guys prefer.